AMA. So today is a little bit of a test. Usually we run our weekly webinars via GoToMeeting. This time we're going to go live on both and kind of see how things turn up. Just a little mental note for me and my team. Definitely going to have to do something when I stand up close to my desk. You can't see the rest of my head, so that's a little strange. But without further ado, guys, we're going to kick off today. Just a couple little housekeeping notes. And then we will jump right into my 5 big takeaways from Grant Cardone's event. And if you guys have been watching these AMAs, you guys know I am delivering a shitload of value for you guys each and every Wednesday. Today's not going to be any different. All right. So the growth conference was absolutely insane. I've never seen a marketing event, a sales event, I don't care what you want to call it, with that many freaking people, right? You know, Grant said 30,000 people. I don't know. I think more like probably 18,000, 20,000, but it doesn't freaking matter, right? Last year, I believe his event was 7,000 people. So, you know, 3 times as many people. It was a zoo, right? Literally filled up basically the Marlins Stadium. Absolutely incredible event. I don't care if you're new to going to events, right? I don't care if you're a salesperson, you're an entrepreneur, you're a marketer. There was a lot to learn at the event. And I'm going to share with you guys personally my 5 big takeaways from the event. All right. So just a little bit of housekeeping. Weekly AMA. We do this every single week. All right. And if you subscribe to the YouTube channel and you join the notification squad, the little bell after you subscribe, what's going to happen is every Thursday you're going to see the replay go live. So Thursdays at 9 a.m. Eastern, the replay goes live. So you don't need to hit me up right here on YouTube. You don't need to hit me up right in the chat or via support and say, hey, Joe, where's the YouTube, right? They're automatically set up here on YouTube. So you're going to want to join, right? You're going to want to subscribe and join the notification squad by clicking the little notification bell, all right? And if you guys need me, you need my team, you need some help, just head over to digitaltriggers.io, and in the bottom right-hand side, you are going to see a little chat bubble, and that is intercom, all right? And you can literally chat back and forth with my team right there through intercom, all right? We are here to help. So without further ado, we are going to kick things off. My first and foremost, my biggest takeaway was get access. All right, so I don't care what kind of customer base or what kind of business you have, right? Whether you're an e-com business, you're an agency, right? You're a brick and mortar business. At the end of the day, you need to figure out how to get access, right? How to get access to your customers. You need to figure out how to get access to your mentors. You need to figure out how to get access to the people who already have your customers. And the faster that you can do that, the better, right? Every single day, it's simple, but you should be asking yourself how you can get access, okay? What can you do today to get access? And when I think about that, when I really sit and think about it, I think about how can I come up with better offers, right? How can I come up with better joint ventures? And how can I make lopsided deals, right? That really are in my partner or my joint venture partner's favors, so that I can get access faster. Okay, so if you're a local agency, right, what does getting access have to do with you, right? How can you get to your customer base fast? How can you go to somebody, right, that already has your customer and make a deal with them to be able to run a webinar and to be able to make a crazy offer, right, a lopsided deal, right, where you can get access really, really super fast, right? Stop worrying about the money today and worry about the future that's gonna, and the money that's gonna come in the next 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, right? Okay, so make a lopsided deal in your partner's favor, right? Let their greed take over. Give them the freaking percentage, right? Give them more, who cares, right? Stop worrying about the money today. Get the customer and get the access right here, right now. Get it right away, all right? Don't wait. Okay, so tip number 2 is to stay relevant. I don't care, again, what space you're in. This applies to everybody, all right? So for me, email is dying, right? Email is dying. I mean, it's not really dying, but it's getting harder every day. Every medium is getting harder every day. I don't care if you're doing Google Organic, you're doing Google AdWords, you're doing Facebook ads, right? You're doing YouTube ads. Every audience, right? Every platform is getting harder and more competitive every day, okay? Social's getting harder every day. At the end of it all, though, the takeaway that I want you guys to have is that you need to be omnipresent, right? You need to be everywhere. I believe that the days of like a pure one channel focus, somebody just being good at one channel, Facebook ads or Google ads, I think is really gone. Okay, how many of you guys, let me know in the chat if you guys have seen me everywhere over the last 30 days. You see me in Gmail ads, you're seeing me advertise all over Google display ads, right? You see me inside of YouTube ads. Like, I am freaking everywhere. Why? I'm eating my own dog food, right? This is what's important right now. Omni relevance is uber important. So not only am I getting your guys' attention everywhere on all these different platforms, right? But now when I send out emails, guess what? My open rates are better. You guys are opening more of my emails, and guess what? Because I'm staying omni-relevant and you guys are seeing me every day, you're hearing me every day, right? We're dropping YouTube content every single day. Guess what? We're getting more clicks to our emails, right? And because of that, guess what? We're gonna be getting more sales, all right? So there are 10 uber cheap campaigns that I recommend that each and every one of you guys run. I don't care if you got a personal brand for something. I don't care if you got a personal brand and you're running an agency, right? I don't care if you're a local brick and mortar business, if you're an e-commerce business, right? There are 10 campaigns that are uber cheap, right? That are all based on remarketing and retargeting and advertising to your competitors and branded search, right? That are uber simple, okay, that are uber cheap and will get you guys an amazing return on investment, all right? And I've been talking about these on the channel here. If you haven't seen them yet, go dig through some of the YouTube videos, and I'm gonna be talking about these a lot more in the future, but I dropped a couple of hints there, right? Remarketing, retargeting, right? YouTube ads, Gmail ads, Google Display Network are 5 campaigns that you guys can start running right now to stay omni-relevant, okay? At the end of the day, you guys can't go and won't go more than a day or 2 without seeing me unless you turn off all your electronic devices, and that's not gonna fucking happen, is it? Okay, number 3. Man, we're making progress. All right, 3 is a biggie one though. A big one though, and I don't wanna talk too fast, but 3 is a huge one, okay? I guarantee that Grant is going to leverage the hell out of that event that he had in so many ways, okay? So just thinking, like, his talk with Damon John alone, right? The guy that created Fubu, right? That's gonna become an ad, okay? And anytime you go see anything, right? Do a search or watch a video related to Damon John, right? Or, and you like sales and entrepreneurship, I can guarantee that Grant's gonna advertise to you, right? He's on Shark Tank, somebody says. Yeah, exactly. So you know the guy. So Grant's gonna run an ad, and I'm just gonna improvise here, right? But Grant's gonna say something like, hey man, it's your Uncle G. He always says that, right? It's your Uncle G. And he's gonna say, I just threw the biggest sales and marketing event ever, right? I sold out the Marlins Stadium with more than 20,000 people in attendance, right? My main man, Damon John, and I laid down some serious value, right? Click on this ad and I'm gonna give it to you for free. You don't have to pay the thousands of dollars to attend live in Miami. I'm gonna give it to you for free, right? That's gonna be his ad, right? Everywhere people go, they're gonna see that ad when they're looking and they're researching Damon John. Okay, let me know in the chat if you guys get that. Give me a like if you're attending via Facebook Live, and give me a 1 in the chat if you're attending via GoToMeeting, and that makes sense, right? Think about that perspective, right? Think about that perspective, right? Now Grant Cardone looks even bigger than he is because he's surrounded by Damon John, right? And Damon John's on Shark Tank, right? What, twice a week with replays, 3 times a week, 4 times a week, 10 times a week? Think about that perception. So a little bit ago, we were talking about on the last video, remarketing and retargeting. And with remarketing and retargeting, what I want you guys to think about is this. With remarketing and retargeting, you can start to control what your audience and what the general public perceives of you, right? What they think of you. You can start to control the narrative, okay? Grant Cardone, in this ad example, is going to be able to control the narrative, right? Give me a thumbs up here if you can understand that, right? You can think about what your ads would be. You can line them up in a certain way, right? You can say certain things in your ads. You can get people to say things in your ads that are going to change someone's perception about you, about your company, or if you're an agency, about that and your customers. All right, some good feedback here in the chat. All right, good stuff. So Grant's going to be able to take that then and do that with every person that he had on that stage. Okay, how about the recordings, right? You know Grant's going to go sell those. I guarantee he is, right? There's probably going to be an offer that goes out in the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, right? Where it's $100 or $200 for the recordings, right? Grant's going to clean up with that. Okay, how about notes from each of the speakers, right? That's amazing content for Grant's blog, for his website, right? For lead magnets, for one of his funnels. Shit, he could even sell the notes, right? In the internet marketing audience, people go to notes, right? Tim Castleman goes to notes or goes to events and creates notes, right? And then sells those notes. Okay, and everything that you guys are doing, I want you to really start thinking about how you can leverage what you're doing right now and you're doing today and tomorrow, and how you can leverage that into the next thing. Okay? How can you leverage what you're doing right here, right now in your business today, right? And what you're doing tomorrow and what the plan is for the next 6 months, and how can you parlay that or leverage that into the next thing? And I see somebody said, I think that makes sense, but how do you do that, right? Give me an example. All right, so I'll give you guys a couple of examples. So first, let's say that you're a marketing agency, okay? I have a buddy that has a marketing agency. He's been selling into chiropractors, right? So he helps chiropractors build their business, getting them customers, okay? He did very, very well with that. Okay, his next step, his next parlay, he went and built a 7-figure e-commerce store, leveraging the pixel, the Facebook pixel, the retargeting pixel from all these different platforms, right? That they had built from all of their chiropractic advertising, okay? And that leveraged them into a 7-figure e-commerce store. Give me a like here on YouTube Live, or give me a 2, right, on GoToMeeting if this makes sense. Right? You need to be leveraging what you're doing today and what you're doing tomorrow for the next step. Okay, one of the things like Grant, okay, throwing this huge event in Miami, everybody in Miami knows who he is, right? And for the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, last 2 months, he's been on everybody's mind, right? Like he's literally controlling all the billboards in South Florida, right? He's bringing, they said, I think the mayor quoted that Grant Cardone's event brought in $125 million in revenue for the town of Miami, or for the city of Miami. Okay, Grant's getting, he said, literally phone calls from head coaches of professional, basketball teams and baseball teams and whatever, right? That's unexpected, right? And he's going to be able to parlay those relationships into everything else that he's doing. So he's got an event, right? But then he's also got a fund where he will literally invest your money. Okay, so are those guys all going to come to the event? No, but guess what? Now he's got the attention of a bunch of people that probably aren't his audience or won't come to his event, right? That are now interested. They think Grant's a big deal, right? Hey, yeah, I may invest in your fund now. Okay, another example. Okay, let's talk about content repurposing. So each and every week, I run this AMA every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. So currently, every AMA session that I have, like this one, when it's over, is going to get cut up into 5 to 7 pieces of content. Okay, then tomorrow, the replay is going to go live. Okay, then we're going to take those 5 to 7 pieces of content, okay, and we're going to go get them transcribed. Okay. And over time, all those pieces of content are going to get dripped out at the pace of 1 a day to the YouTube channel, okay, and to my blog at digitaltriggers.io. Okay, so in me taking an hour to 2 a day and connecting with you guys live, I'm also automating my content everywhere, basically, for the next week. Okay, you guys think that this works for me? You guys think that I get people to show up live? You guys think that I'm probably getting more traffic, I'm getting more visitors to my YouTube channel, I'm getting more views? You think that this is working? Give me some feedback. And I know YouTube's a little delayed, so I'll wait for you, YouTube. Go-to meeting, if you're on go-to, give me some feedback in the chat. You think this is working for me? Yeah, somebody said it got me here. So yeah, it's working, right? Kicking ass and taking names. Fuck yeah, it's working. Okay, so in the last 90 days, this content strategy, just in this repurposing strategy alone, and I got a long way to go. Like I'm about to freaking light this thing on fire. Okay, but let's just talk about the last 90 days, not what's coming. Okay, my YouTube results alone. Okay, my watch time for just the last 90 days is as much as it was, or 75% as much as it was for the entire last 12 months. In 90 days, I got almost the entire same watch time as I did in the last 12 months. Okay, that means this year, without any more effort, without any more imagination, and I got a long way to go, I'm gonna triple my watch time this year. Okay, how about organic search for my website? Is that being affected? Hell yeah, it's being affected. Organic search alone is up 42%. 42% increase in traffic just from this strategy. Okay, this is the only additional or new thing that I'm doing. It's not like, you know, there's 10 other tactics that I'm working on right now too. I'm being uber focused, right? And this is my strategy. Okay, last 90 days, 42% increase in search traffic, right? Social is up 56% as well, and referrals from other sites are up 124%. Meaning I'm getting more backlinks and getting more people giving me free traffic because of what I've been doing with my content repurposing strategy. Give me some thumbs up on YouTube, or give me a 3 in the go-to meeting chat if this is a big takeaway and this is something that you guys could be doing right now. Right? This is simple, guys. 1 hour to 2 hours a week, hanging out with my best customers, my best prospects live, and I'm getting all these other freaking great benefits, right? Long-lasting benefits. Yeah. So repurposing is huge, and you guys are going to see a lot more content from me about repurposing. Okay. Thing number 4, tip number 4 is really, and I stole this, it's kind of cheesy, but 10x the frequency. 10x the frequency. So omni-relevant, and being omni-relevant, I talked about earlier, and I believe that it is very important. But I think above and beyond just being omni-relevant, you need to turn up the frequency. Okay, I need to turn up the frequency. Okay, I have people that get mad when I email too often. And I've had days where I'm like, screw that person, right? Like they literally respond to me and they're like, you're an asshole, fuck you. Right? Literally say that in a response to my email, even if it's just a content piece. Right? I've had days where I'm like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have emailed, and I've had days where I just hit unsubscribe for them. Right? But it has affected me differently over time. Some days I get it, sending out a lot of email, and other days I don't get it, right? And one of the things I took from Grant is that he's unapologetic, right? Okay, each and every day I'm providing ridiculous value for the entire community and more value than anybody else in the marketing space. So if you don't want to be on my list, get the fuck off, right? Like I'm not going to be apologetic, and I'm not going to be afraid anymore. I'm going to email you guys with content all the freaking time. And if you don't want it, don't get upset. Just hit the little button at the bottom, the blue link. It's unsubscribe. You won't get any more emails from me. Okay, and you should be unapologetic too. Right? Put out good shit, increase the freaking frequency, right? Get rid of the wrong people, okay? People that don't want to hear from me and all the content I give, that's fine. Just unsubscribe, right? But I know that I'm doing the right thing, okay? And I know that I'm building my tribe bigger, badder, and better than anybody else by giving you guys the best content that I could possibly give you, okay? And when you think about this, I think it'll really take the point home. Every single content piece that I give out, that you devour, that you listen to, okay, delivers trust, delivers value, and gets you or your prospect closer to buying something from me. Take what I'm doing, model it, okay, rip it, go for it. Just go do it yourself. Put this shit into action. Okay, think about the end result of that. If I'm in your mind space every single day delivering trust and value and getting you results in advance before I ever ask for anything, what are the chances that you're going to do business with me in the future? Chances are pretty freaking high, right? I'm not silly. I'm not stupid, right? Neither are you. You get it. And chances are I'm going to help you make a whole lot of money before you ever invest a single dollar with me, okay? And I'm good with that. All right, so number five. So John Maxwell was my favorite speaker by far. Lots of big faces. Ryan Dice. You had the lady from Spanx. You had obviously John Maxwell. You had Damon John. You had Russell Brunson. There were a lot of people there. A lot of famous people too. John Maxwell's talk about leadership was really, really good. And this quote is fantastic. So everything rises and falls on your leadership. So one of the big lessons that I've had end of last year, beginning of this year is being uber honest with myself and not bullshitting myself, right? Taking extreme ownership of the situations that I've created, right? Both good and bad. Right? When I make a mess, when I shit the bed, so to speak, right? I'm the one that's going to clean it up, right? And I'm going to take ownership over it. And so this quote just naturally then works really well for me, right? Everything rises and falls on your leadership. So no one ever woke up on the top of Mount Everest and was like, holy shit, how did I get here, right? That's never happened, right? Everything good in life is going to be an uphill battle, okay? So at the end of the day, I want you thinking, are you being intentional, right? Do you have a plan, right? Are you being intentional about your plan and your growth? Or are you just, if you will, picture in your head, right, pissing in the wind? Sorry, I had to. And at the end of the day, I find when I'm speaking with my customers one-on-one, whether it's a coaching customer or whether it's somebody that's been in business and has already had a 7-figure business, or they're just doing 6 figures, or they're just getting started, it doesn't matter. I find way too many people are being unintentional about what they're doing. They have some plans, right? But it's not really tied together very well. It's not strung together very well. Yeah, this year we want to do this. Okay, but how are you breaking that down on a quarterly basis? And planning for a year, sorry guys, like time moves too fast these days. Like that's kind of fucking ridiculous, right? Your plan needs to be for the next 90 days and you need to be backing that out into every single week, what you're doing in order to get there in 90 days, right? So be intentional. Itch on my nose. So there were 4 things that I took away that I need to be uber intentional about. And I want to share those 4 things with you guys. I like that 90-day plan. So there's training on 98-day year. Somebody calls it, I think it's also called the 90-day plan. Forget the 2 different people offhand, but they're very similar philosophies, and I absolutely love their training. And I've broken down kind of the modifications that I've created and how I build those plans. And so I'm working with intent, right? And I'm being very intentional about my days, my weeks, and exactly what I'm doing. And I talk about that inside of the mastermind. And so if you guys jump in there at some point, in the future, you guys can see kind of my own personal planning system in there, so to speak. But back to the topic, 4 things, right, that I think that you guys need to be super intentional about. First and foremost is personal growth and development. You guys being here, right, you got to believe in personal growth and development. I believe that we all create our own future. After all, I'm an entrepreneur. We all believe that, right? And I think at the end of the day, most of us think way, way, way too small. And when we think too small, we shortchange ourselves. And so I think it's uber important to always, always be learning. So books can help, buying courses and training can help, but obviously with both of those, you got to consume the shit. You got to get through it. You got to do it. You got to be able to get through it. You got to be able to actually implement some stuff to really grow. But I think it's also important to surround yourself in person with people doing it, right? So when I was at that event in Miami, right, I didn't have to go. I'm a successful entrepreneur. Why did I take the time to go do that, right? Why did I? And it's that very reason, right? For me to see people standing there, up there on stage, right, I was envious. They had quite the crowd, 18,000 people, 20,000 people. Why can't that be me, right? I got jelly. I'll be the first to admit it. Why can't that be me? I could give a better speech than that person. I could deliver more value than that person. So what happens is you surround yourself by that, and it really starts to change your mindset, okay? A great example of that is when we hold our in-person little workshops and events, masterminds here, actually the in-person ones that we do, or even when somebody flies in for a day to do coaching with me, right? Spending that day with me, seeing my surroundings. You know, I live in Palm Beach County, Florida, which is a ridiculous freaking place. It's not quite like anywhere else in the world, as far as I'm concerned. I believe the stat is something like 25 or 30% of the world's wealth lives on Palm Beach or lives in Palm Beach County at some point during the year, not during their lifetime, during the year, right? It's crazy. Like every big celebrity, who's, like you name them, they probably live here. Like it's just crazy. And you don't want to know why I live here? Because that's constant motivation, right? Every day I'm driving my 1.5 miles, you know, to work in my Corvette Z06, and I think I'm big shit, right? And it's like, whoop, there's a $500,000 car. Whoop, there's $1 million car, right? I am a little fish in a big fucking pond. You know what that does for me each and every day? That motivates the hell out of me. Okay, give me a like on YouTube if that makes sense. Give me a 3, let's say actually a 4 on GoTo if that makes sense, right? I call it constant motivation. You got to be investing in your personal growth and development, okay? And ensure that you're not, please, that you're not wasting that personal growth and development time on bullshit. You need to be listening to the right people, right? The people that get you thinking critical, the people that get you taking action, the people that get you results. That's where you need to be spending your time, okay? For me, I have a habit that has came at the end of last year and this year. I'm in the gym a lot, about 1.5 hours a day. So I have a built-in learning time. Okay, I read a book or listen to a book on Audible every couple days and go through about 1 info product or training every single week. I am learning at a ridiculously rapid rate, and I'm implementing as well at a just crazy speed. I dare you to try and fucking catch up. So to recap, the top 5 takeaways. Number 1, get access, right? Get access. I don't care what you got to do to get access. I don't care if you got to like pay through the nose to get access. I don't care if you have to come up with a lopsided deal. I don't care if you got to give away a service in order to do it, right? Do whatever you have to get access. Okay, once you have access, stay relevant. Right? Don't be that person that like came out with a boom and exploded and then like literally you never heard from again. You guys have all seen those companies. You guys have all seen those personal brands, right? Don't be that person. Okay? You guys have all seen those people that you're like, I wonder what happened to that person. I haven't heard from them in 6 months. Don't be that brand, right? Don't be that personal brand. Don't be that, company. Stay relevant. Okay, number 3 is repurpose. Man, I went on a crazy rampage and rant about repurposing. You guys should be repurposing everything that you're doing. Obviously, the key to repurposing is that you got to have content to repurpose. So if you don't have content to repurpose, guys, I start doing a weekly call just like this. I don't care. Invite 5 people to it. 2 or 3 of them come, you got some good questions, some good shit to come up to talk about, right? You talk about what you're doing in your business and you repurpose that. There you go. You got content for the rest of the year on a commitment of 1 hour a week. It's literally all that I spend. I mean, sometimes 2. You guys know I over deliver a little bit. So 3 is repurpose. 4 is 10x your frequency. Don't be scared about how fast you're ramping out volume, right? Don't be fast about how much content you're putting out, okay? And 5 is all about leadership. Take responsibility for yourself, right? Take responsibility for your team, okay? And really own what is happening in your life and in your business, okay? Become an amazing leader. I believe to really have a big business, to really have a very profitable business, you got to take ownership, number 1, but number 2, you really do have to become a good leader. I don't care if you have a team of 2 people. I don't care if you have a team of 5 people. You got to have a team of 40 in order to support the business that you have. You're going to have to become a good leader. Okay, you're going to have to develop your leadership skills. All right. So we are only 32 minutes into today's training. Okay, so I'm going to take questions. All right, I've scheduled out to be here for the next 28 minutes. So I will take any questions that you guys have about the event, about me personally. I don't care about marketing, right? About sales, anything that I can do to help you here today. I got the time scheduled, right? It's only an hour a week, right? But I'm going to be here and I'm going to make the most of it with you guys. So if there's something that I can help you with, let me know inside the chat. Happy to do so. Let me check the comments here on the YouTube channel. Looking go-to here as well. You guys like that list? Was that good stuff? I know lots of you guys couldn't make it. I was able to meet up with some of you guys though at the event. So I thought it would be cool to share my takeaways with you guys. So if you got a question, let me know in the chat and I'm gonna answer it. While we're waiting and I'm looking for questions, I'm gonna have a little treat, a little kick in the butt. These are called F-bombs, fat bombs, essentially. So this is chocolate, macadamia, nut, salt, and MCT oil. So this gives me energy. I'm officially breaking my fast. So it's about 3:30. So I haven't eaten since 6:30 last night, 7 p.m. Got to play at a level 10 for you guys, so gonna need a little kick in the butt. We cannot see you, by the way, Carolyn. I know. So if you were on at the beginning, and sorry if I didn't explain it enough times, but I'm on YouTube Live, then you guys can see my face. And then here on GoToWebinar, I'm just showing my screen. So kind of trying a new thing with YouTube Live to see how it goes. All right. Hey, Scott. I tried it in the past a long time ago, but haven't tried that platform since, and I think that there's better options out there. Let's see. Tony says, what do you think is the best service niche to tackle in local digital marketing? Great question. So I think at the end of the day, it depends on you. Okay, I think it depends on a couple of things. And I've talked about this on the channel before, but I'll talk about it again real quick and kind of give you some highlights. So I think it depends on who you can sell to better, right? So when I think about that, I think about blue collar and I think about white collar. For me, I can tell you, I can sell a whole lot better to blue collar than I can to white collar. So good, guys. You do keto or you eat low carb, high fat, or just even moderate fat, these are like ridiculous. So I find that it's easier to get a hold of. People in blue collar niches, I can get to the business owner fast, right? If I have a product that I'm trying to sell right now to anybody in blue collar, right? By the end of the day today, if I get off the phone right now, I get off this webinar and YouTube Live, it's 3:30, right? I got 2 or 3 hours, right, left in my day. I can talk to 4 or 5 business owners, no problem, right? So for me, it's about that speed of implementation and being able to iterate very quickly. So I really like working with kind of trades and blue collar types of niches. The other thing that I think about if I were you is I'm sure most of you guys are going to be providing marketing types of services. After all, that's really what we teach here at Digital Triggers, right? Systems and processes for different types of marketing that you guys can, apply for yourself or for clients. If you're going to be doing marketing for a company, the big thing that they're going to ask you is, what results you're getting, right? If I give you $1 today, right, how fast can you make that ATM machine go, right? How fast can you make that cash register and go and take that $1 and turn it into 2 for me or turn it into 3 for me? And so I think that you need to be thinking about niches that don't have a super long sales cycle, or you're kind of asking for trouble. Your client will always be asking you and always wondering if it's really working, right? So for example, let's say that you wanted to work for personal injury attorneys, okay? They only accept a couple of cases a year, typically, most firms, unless they're mega firms, right? So they accept, let's say 8 cases a year. Yeah, they may have a large marketing budget, but every single time they think about marketing and paying you, they're going to be wondering if it's worth it and if what you're doing is actually getting them a result. And because they don't have that much volume, it's going to be hard for them and hard for you to justify what you're doing for them. So those are just some things I think about. And those are kind of typical things, but I think the most important thing above and beyond everything else that nobody talks about is that you should want to talk to those people. You should like those types of people, right? If you have past customers and you look at them and you kind of survey the groups of people, right? Pick out the ones or think about the ones that you like doing business with, right? I think at the end of the day, way too many people treat their agency business like some big brand and not like a personal brand, okay? At the end of the day, millennials and everybody really connects, especially millennials though, right, with a face, okay? I think the days of hiding behind, right, a name of a company and not having a face, I think those days are limited. You're gonna get literally like pushed out of the industry. And I think the big brands too, right? They're gonna have to spend a lot of money to compete with the guys that just are a brand. He lost so much weight, we can't see him. Man, gaining weight back in the last like 3 months, 8 pounds of lean muscle. So it's coming back. It's coming back. All right. Jeff says, good thing I have multiple monitors, slides on one, and your pretty face on another. LOL. Well, thanks, buddy. All right, I'm trying to get to some more questions. Catherine Wittich basically is talking about a specific niche and says, essentially, how would I come up with the pricing to sell leads for? So Catherine, sorry, I don't mean to like not answer your question, but you're gonna wanna do a test. And I went into like extreme detail on this on the last AMA webinar. So look on the YouTube channel for last Thursday, and you're gonna see a video that we uploaded at like 9 a.m. Eastern. Okay, that's gonna answer your question in way more detail and give you way better, like more practical info than I can give you right now. All right, let's see on YouTube. All right, so what's your favorite way to generate calls not on the internet or generate leads? So that's a great question. So for me, it's all about strategic partnerships, right? It's definitely my favorite. And you guys see, like, I didn't even hesitate right there. So I don't care what kind of business you are, there's another business out there that has your customer base, right? So you got to figure out how you can make them a deal that they can't refuse, right? Like I talked about today, the lopsided deal. where literally they have to buy from you, right? They have to do that deal or they'd just be stupid not to, right? Play on their emotion, play on their greed, right? And then you're just going to win all the way to the freaking bank long term. So, for example, there are, if you run an agency, there are other agencies that already focus and sell to your customer base. Figure out a product that you can give away or sell for a fee, and you can give that fee to the people that already have your customers. Right? Figure out a win-win like that. If you're a local business, find out people who already have your customers. Do the same thing. So, I talk about this business a lot. I'm a fan of them. They're always doing growth hacking things like this, like offline, not online. But I go to a place and I do cryotherapy. Okay, it helps me with my muscle aches and pains. I'm working out hard and it helps me recover very quickly, right? So I get in this cryotherapy chamber that's like negative 230 degrees, right? And I'm in there for like 3 minutes and it just helps my recovery. So they do things that are great, right? Who's their customer base? Like athletes, people that are fit, but then also people that aren't so fit and have lots of aches and pains, right? So let's just take one side of the market though. Let's take the people that are like working out. So every gym, every yoga place, every CrossFit place, all of these places have their customer base already, right? So it's very, very simple for them to make a deal, right? To make a strategic game plan, right? To join alliances, to do something, right? That really favors that gym, right? That really favors that CrossFit studio, and to add value, right? To their customers. And at the same time, they can get an introduction to their customers, right? So once a week, they're going to go and they're going to do a customer appreciation day, right? So the gym looks amazing, whether it's a CrossFit gym or some type of martial arts studio or whatever it is, right? They look amazing because they had this company come in and do this thing. It normally costs $30, but they just came in and they did it for free, right? Now you're getting your brand out there. Does that make sense? Give me a thumbs up here if you would on YouTube, and in GoToMeeting, just let me know. That would be great. All right. Somebody says, make sure you can't get locked into the Cairo. I heard true horror stories. Yeah, so the one that I use just has like a magnetic door, so I can open that thing at any time. Thanks, Joe. You always rock. You're very, very welcome. Douglas, man, big freaking shout out to you. He says he's been on the keto diet now, lost nearly 50 pounds, was diabetic, and his blood sugar is nearly normal now. Dude, that's absolutely amazing. Congratulations, man. I lost close to 50 pounds, have crazy amounts of energy. I literally jump out of bed in the morning, and it has forever, like truly forever, not short term, forever changed my life. So Douglas, dude, I can't tell you how excited I am for you. All right, let's see here. Guys, I got 14 or 15 more minutes. Chris says, what's your go-to retargeting platform? So you're going to have to go, I think these days, pretty much direct to the platforms, right? So you're going to have to go directly to all the major players. Google, you're going to have to go directly to Facebook. You're going to have to go directly to LinkedIn. There's no real hubs anymore. AdRoll or Perfect Audience, I just don't think it's necessary. I don't see any real reason to do it. So I would just go direct to the major platforms. And I would use them all, because you're only paying for when your customers see the impressions, right? So I have customers that like assume like, oh, my customer base isn't on Twitter, let's not do Twitter. And it's like, why not? If they are there, that's the only time that we're going to pay for an impression. So why not be omnipresent and be everywhere? Let's see. What's up, Raymond in Ireland? Welcome, welcome. Best reputation repair techniques. All right, great. So I think the best reputation repair technique is a good reputation, right? If you start with a really good reputation, right? Somebody leaves you one bad review. It's like, yeah, I mean, every company's bound to have one bad review. Like shit happens, right? So But let's say that you don't have a great reputation, got a bad reputation right now, you got to work your ass off and you got to build a good one. So the way that I would do that is very, very simple. As the business owner, I, or whoever the business owner is, should grab 20 to 30 contacts, right, that he has in his cell phone that would stand up for the business owner's reputation and just good human nature. And he should text out a message via SMS, right, not email, right, via SMS and say, I really need your help. I have a shitty reputation and it's starting to really hurt my business. Okay. I was told that if I can get 4 or more stars on Google, it would really help me. Could you do me a favor and leave me a review? And then you put in a link for the webinar, or a link for Google that's going to lead them right to this pop-up with the 5-star reviews. Okay, using that same strategy, I've generated on a webinar 30, 40, 50 reviews that went live. Day 1, stuck, and nobody, right, can mess with my reputation online. Okay, I've used this on an existing brick and mortar business that had like 5 Google reviews, right? And within a week of doing it, we added 30 or 40 5-star reviews. Okay, so in terms of like the biggest bang for your buck, that is it. But then long term, you need to build in a review strategy long term that's gonna, work with every customer as you come through and you're done with a customer's job. That's automatically gonna collect that review feedback, right? And depending on what type of business you have, that system could be a little bit different, right? But there's lots of platforms out there, Rep Kahuna, Rep Loop, and it seems like at the end of the day, it's just a matter of personal preference, which one you like the best. Okay, but first, before you go buy some software, just get that increase of great reviews. I love it. Thank you. You're very, very welcome. All right, so somebody's asking about the pay-per-call model and when's the next webinar. So if you want more training on pay-per-call, you guys should join the waiting list. So I put that up on the screen. If you're on GoToWebinar or GoToMeeting, if you're on YouTube, you're going to want to go to digitaltriggers.io/pay-per-call. And I should be able to put it here. Join the waiting list. And this is our pay-per-call mastermind. So this is like everything that I've learned in the pay-per-call space, okay, over like literally probably getting close to a decade, almost a decade in this space. 2009, 2010 is really when I first started getting into pay-per-call. Obviously, you guys can do the math. You know what year it is. So I'm opening the mastermind for enrollment. It's been closed for, I don't even know, 6 months or something like that now. As I work through a major revamp and rehash, and I'm excited to reintroduce that to the market. And if you've been in it before, you're not sure what I'm talking about, go watch the last AMA. Again, it'll be on the channel. It was last Thursday, right? The replay went live, and I just showed you guys what I've been up to, right? Like what's changed in the pay-per-call space. I debunked every freaking myth out there. I pissed off quite a few people. I got some hate mail. True story. But that's all right. You guys deserve to know the honest answer and not the bullshit that keeps getting sold on all these webinars. So if you guys want in, that is the place to be. And a little birdie told me that the enrollment waiting list will be getting an email pretty directly with their first opportunity to join. So that's all I can say for now. Let's see, what other questions we got here? Jonathan Thomas says, any tips on offering retargeting as a core offer, foot in the door offers for retargeting? So foot in the door offer, right, is going to be a low cost, right? Free, or I'd like to do like as a foot in the door, a little bump. So I can do it for free. And if you want, I can do even better than free and I can do some more stuff. And then we do like a little order bump basically. So as a foot in the door, right, if you want to offer retargeting, you can do a simple check. Are they dropping all the retargeting scripts on their website? Right, like that's simple. Are they dropping Facebook? Right, is there a Facebook pixel? Right, is there a Google pixel? Right, you got Google Tag Manager there, you got Google Analytics. Like, do they have some basics set up there? Right, and then if they don't, right, the offer is, I noticed you didn't have this. Your free foot in the door is, I'll set it up for you for free. Right, they say, yes, I want you to do it for free. You say, no problem. All I need is you to spend 10 minutes with me on GoToMeeting so that I can get access to your account. While you're going through, you're getting access to his account. You also say that you should not only be doing this on Facebook like I'm helping you with right now, or Google like I'm doing right now, but you should also be doing this, right? And you spew off the other 9 campaigns that they should be running, and you offer to set it up for them. There you go. There's a one-off order bump, right? Upsell. And then from there, right, you can go right into, after you do all of that for them, don't upsell them again on the spot. After you do all that for them and provide all that value, all the tracking set up, all the retargeting set up, now they need to start running ads, right? So now your offer is, I can work on this every single month for you. Here's my deliverables. I'll split test things, right? I'll adjust the bids. I'll watch the conversion tracking, make sure we're not paying too much. And once a month, I'll meet with you to share with you the stats. That's literally it. There's your business in a nutshell. There we go. I hope you like that, Jonathan Thomas. All right, we got 8 more minutes. Let's see here. What else we got? Always be learning, next level mentality. Thanks for the webinar. You are very, very welcome. Somebody says you drive a Corvette. Impressive. Yeah, not quite. I love the car though. I think to me it has a lot more character than a lot of vehicles. It's a Z06, 650 horse, 650 foot-pounds of torque. Like, if you're not careful, you don't know how to drive that thing. You will literally drive yourself off the road. Don't ask me how I know. Great ride, and pound for pound, an amazing deal. If you like sports cars, I would highly, highly recommend one. Thanks a bunch. You're definitely welcome. You just gave a course in a nutshell. Fantastic. I'm not sure, Catherine Wittich, what you're asking. If you want to rephrase that, I'm happy to help you. Keith says the 7 things that every business should be using. Is that part of the 10? Yeah, so really there's like 10 campaigns. I've talked about 7 of them publicly that you should be running. And again, it's branded search, it's retargeting, it's remarketing, advertising to competitors, and then taking that across all the major platforms so that you're omnipresent. So obviously, I'm not going to give you guys all the goods, and it would take way too long to explain how to set up all those campaigns and what we make them look like. But you could just take what I just said and rip that and create an offer, no problem. John R. says, I'm working with an artificial turf company, but having trouble coming up with an offer. Any tips on how you come up with offers? So I would think that the big thing with an artificial turf company is pricing, right? That shit is expensive. So you got to figure out a way that you can get in front of the customer, okay? So financing is going to be big there. I'd say you have to have financing. I say, you could definitely bundle up something where you take out samples, you do the measurement, right? You check for any problems, right? Make sure that everything's leveled correctly. You got drainage covered correctly, right? And you could probably come up with a checklist of 10 to 12 things that really every homeowner should be doing before they install artificial turf. And you could go do that for free and put a value of 200 to 500 bucks on it, right? And you could earn their business. So I hope that helps, John. We need another mastermind in Florida. We're going to be having one of those. That is going to be an option. If you guys would like to come hang out and do a mastermind in person here in South Florida, potentially my office even here, let me know in the chat if you'd want to attend that. I'm thinking about doing it. So what I'm thinking about doing it is on the back of the mastermind. So once we enroll everybody in the new mastermind session, give everybody an option to secure a spot for a mastermind, actually live, right? Not just the virtual one, but a live one here in South Florida. So I live just above West Palm Beach, and depending on the head count, probably have it right here at the office. and probably do like dinner or something like that, depending on the weather. Pool, hit the house, at the house, maybe have a little cookout or something like that. I'm in Orlando. Would love to go to Mastermind in Mastermind in Florida. Awesome. Yes, yes, yes. Got quite a few yeses. Let's see here on YouTube. Yes, yes. All right, cool. All right, 4 more minutes. 4 more minutes. 4 more minutes. All right, so I wanted to give a quick shout out. I'm going to pull this up. For those of you guys on GoToWebinar, you're going to be able to see this. For those of you guys on YouTube Live, you'll just have to listen. But I just got a message inside of Intercom, and that's that chat little message in the chat little bubble in the bottom right-hand corner of Digital Triggers. And so we just got a message in there, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So the message says, blast from the past and a big thank you. It says, Joe, what's happening, my man? Long time no talk, like over 2 years. Way back in February 2016, I went to one of your in-person masterminds in Palm Beach and learned all about setting up a lead gen business and lead gen sites and then packaging them up and selling them. Yep, that's me, ... Anyway, that event really planted the seed. I ended up creating a hybrid model of the program that taught us how to have great success with it. It's morphed into a done-for-you subscription agency as well, so that we have 2 revenue streams. I can't even talk. Today, I have 32 live sites in top markets across the country and rent my entire network to a big corporation in the niche. In fact, during peak season, the subscription model alone spits out 10K in recurring revenue. Below is a screenshot of one of my accounts, so I wanted to send a big thank you. So absolutely, dude, freaking congratulations. And next week, when we get back to the normal AMAs as normal, I'll do my best to answer your question live as well. So big shout out and big congrats to you, man. You deserve it for taking massive action. I'm in for the office event, mastermind, awesome. Write a how to close bigger sales as a foot in the door for the turf market. I had a great time. You're an excellent host. Thanks, Willie. So Willie's talking about an event that he came to that we threw right off of Palm Beach, actually, right on the water. So thanks, man. I hope keto's going well for you, boss. All right, one more question. Let's see if I can find one. We'll close it out. Glad to be back in your orbit, LOL. I'm glad to have you in my orbit. I'm not sure what your name is, though, or who you are, because your name says Complete Online Strategy. But I'm glad to have you back. Welcome, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back. All right, one more question. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, Troy, what's up? So Troy's the testimonial, right, that I just gave, right? And he's live on the call. So glad to have you, brother. Glad to have you back in my orbit. Let's see if we can't add another 6-figure, 7-figure revenue stream for you, brother. We've got to get you out to another event. All right, one more question, man. Jeff says mastermind at the pool, but that wouldn't have happened last year. So yeah, since I lost weight, we can mastermind at the pool. Yeah, I'll take my shirt off. Nice going, Joe. Thanks. Let's see. Could you drop a hint on how to advertise to competitors? Yeah. So it depends on the platform, right? So what we're doing is advertising to competitors' customers. So with Facebook, right, you could say, I want to target people who like my competitor's page, right, who follow my competitors. You could also, for example, on YouTube, you could say anybody that watches my competitors' YouTube videos, and you could grab those channels and the individual videos, and you could say that I want to show an in-stream ad to, right, on YouTube, and you do that through the Google Ads platform. Okay, so that's how you can advertise to your competitors' customers. All right, so one more question I got here. It's a good one, and so I'll answer it. So Carolyn says, with pay-per-call, you have mentioned in the past that you only take customers for $1,000 per month. Minimum, I assume, in the trial, you make sure you can get there with that customer and an optimized campaign. So yeah, at the end of the day, none of you guys, I don't care what offer you guys are selling, if you're selling social media, SEO, pay-per-click, you know, I don't care. If you're an agency selling marketing services, none of you guys should have your consulting service be less than $1,000 a month. And that's not including ad spend. All right, so you should be getting, for doing your job, $1,000. That doesn't have a bunch of costs in it, right? So if you're managing paid ad spend, that doesn't include that paid ad spend. Okay, so your minimum average customer value for your core offer should be $1,000 a month. Okay, now strategically, right, we can make that number be great, right? I don't care if you're a local marketer or a marketer that struggled, right, getting customers to stick. It's all about the strategies and the techniques, right? So for example, let's say you're doing SEO or pay-per-click or social media. So what I would recommend is that you give them a 3-month trial. Okay, you make them pay for the trial, right? But they can end the contract at the 3-month mark. Okay, and so basically how you pitch it is, right, I'm gonna let you try it. This is how much it costs. Okay, and I'm not gonna make you stick with me for a year or two if you're not happy, right? So you're giving them an out. If they're not happy, that they can leave. And we do that in a contract. The way that I've done it is between day 75 of the contract and day 90, they can cancel and they can leave and they owe no more money than they've already paid. Right? No refunds, right? But they can leave. So what we do, and this is going on a little bit of a tangent here, but what we do is we over deliver like a motherfucker in those first 3 months. We make them not leave. I don't care if I have to spend their entire retainer that they're giving me or their entire fee. I don't care if I have to pay all of that, right, to get them the result. Give me a 2 if that makes sense on GoTo. And give me a thumbs up if that makes sense on YouTube. Now, we're not talking about pay-per-call, but just any services in general. Why? So I can get that 12-month agreement. Instead of my average customer for SEO being 3 months or 4 months or 6 months, it's now 12 months. I want to make sure that you guys get that. That is something that you guys can do right now that will literally 3x, 4x, right, your business. Okay? The next thing that you can do is you can do the same thing, right? But now you go from a year to auto renewing for another year. So add in a clause in your agreement, right, that your contract auto renews after the first year if they don't cancel. And make it easy. Let the customer bow out if they want to, right? Give them a month to decide, right? So anytime during the 13th month, they can cancel. But if they don't, it auto renews for another 12 months. Okay? I don't come up with gimmicks for contracts, right? That's not why I'm trying to do this, but I use this I use this in my pitch and how I angle the presentation. So everybody's biggest fear in hiring a marketer is that you're not going to do a good job, right? So we give them that test. They can leave in 90 days, right? The way that I explain, right, the auto renewal is I don't want to stop it from you getting results. You're out of town, you're out on vacation, right? And it's one more thing on your plate to do to renew this contract and meet with me. And for us to come up with some new game plan, right, is probably not going to happen. So if I'm doing a great job for you, why are you going to cancel? And they agree. Right, so there, I just 3x or 4x your income from one customer. Joe Troyer signing out. No, just kidding. So for pay-per-call specifically, I like to make sure that I can get at least $1,000 a month net per customer or I'm not interested. Okay, so if I run a test, right, and I do a 30-day market test with that customer, if you don't know what that means, go check out the other videos on the channel, specifically the last AMA that I did. It'll be on last Thursday's call, okay? If I don't see from that 30-day test that I can make at least $1,000 net in my pocket take home, I won't take on the customer. Okay, simple as that. Okay, how can you kind of hedge your bets? Like make sure that you always get $1,000 a month customer, right? At least, right? So you can stick it in your pocket, right? Go after bigger cities, right? Go after bigger areas. Go after, you know, some niches that have some volume. Okay, that's how you really hedge your bets. I turned the volume up for that one. I hope you guys enjoyed today's AMA. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. And if you guys joined us on YouTube and this is your first AMA, go over to digitaltriggers.io/AMA. Make sure that you register yourself for the weekly call. And after you register, you'll be able to ask a question as well. I want to answer your question. I want to help you. I want to help you 2x, 3x your business over the course of the next 60 to 90 days. Because I know when I do that, you'll become a customer for life. And that's what I need. That's what you need. Customers for life. I'll see you guys on the next Wednesday AMA. Sayonara.